Sue Bird is the only woman to ever play in 500 WNBA games. From game number 100 to last Sunday's defeat to the Atlanta Dream, that was game no. 500, we look back at the milestone games that Bird has played in her long Storm career. In the Storm's defeat to Atlanta on Sunday, Sue Bird played in her 500th game to become the WNBA's all-time leader in games played. In an interview with the Seattle Times this week, Bird, 37, reflected back on her 500 games, and spoke at length about the immense expectations she stepped into as the No. 1 overall pick during her rookie season in 2002. "I was teamed up with another young talent," Bird said, referring to Lauren Jackson. "We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants and seeing what can happen, and yet, she always knew there was an expectation that she and Jackson were supposed to be the building blocks of the franchise. I do remember reading a quote very early, even before I played my first game," Bird said. "I believe it was from 1999 WNBA No. 1 overall pick Jen Azzi. Someone asked her, "What do you expect from Sue Bird, the number 1 pick?" She said, "I feel bad for her because the expectations of No. 1 picks is to go out there and score a lot of points and do big things." I don't think she was trying to be negative. I think it was a genuine comment. But I remember thinking, I wonder what the expectations are of me? Do I have something to prove now? That was something I started my rookie year with. From there, it just kind of kept building. Once we got a taste of being a good team and winning a championship, that hunger continued to grow, and so on and so forth. Since that first year, Bird has gone from strength to strength. She's won championships and MVP awards, recovered from serious injury, and helped rebuild the Storm after Jackson retired and the franchise started afresh, adding young talents like Jewell Loyd, Breanna Stewart and Jordan Canada. It's definitely not what I set out to do. I know it speaks to longevity, as a lot of what has happened for me and some of the records that I've broken or charts that I've moved up the list on. It's just all been a part of longevity," Bird said. So what's her secret to becoming the WNBA's Iron Lady? "I'm a big proponent of taking care of yourself," Bird said. "That's what changed for me. I'm big on spreading that message. What's happened to me now is proof that it works. I hope players like Stewie and Jewell and the people in our locker room can learn from that and use it as they go on in their careers. I'm sure there will be somebody that breaks this." Bird tweeted a thank you to everyone on Sunday, saying, "I've gone to war with some amazing teammates and coaches, against some amazing competition, and in front of some amazing fans. Quick thank you for all the messages. 500x, I've gone to war with some amazing teammates. Thank you to all of you. https://t.co/qmv3x5cg, Sue Bird, @S10 Bird, July 22, 2018. Here's a look back at some of the other milestone games from Bird's 16-year Storm career. Game number 100 Sept. 18, 2004, Sparks 83, Storm 80. Bird that game, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Bird's career stats after that game, 1,320 points, 302 rebounds, 596 assists. Peeking back at the Seattle Times archive, some 14,884 fans packed Key Arena to cheer on the Bird and Lauren Jackson-led Storm in the regular season finale. But the Storm fell to Los Angeles 83-80 behind a strong outing from Lisa Leslie, who finished with 18 points. Led by Sue Bird and Lauren Jackson, the Seattle Storm won the 2004 WNBA title by beating Connecticut at Key Arena in the finals. Rod Marr, The Seattle Times, how the season went. In retrospect, that September 18th game didn't really matter. The Storm powered their way through the playoffs to beat Connecticut and win their first WNBA title, and Seattle's first championship since the Sonics' 1979 title. Game no. 200 June 3, 2008, Liberty 77, Storm 63. Bird that game, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Bird's career stats after that game, 2,459 points, 551 assists, 1,120 assists. Peeking back at the Seattle Times archive, Bird's 200th career game came in a road defeat to the New York Liberty. Seattle Storm Sue Bird, right, drives past New York Liberty's Lori Moore, 21, during the first half of a WNBA basketball game Tuesday, June 3, 2008 in New York. AP photo, Frank Franklin 2, NYFF 102, Frank Franklin 2, The Associated Press. How the season went. In Brian Dagler's first season as head coach, the Storm finished the regular season second in WNBA Western Conference standings behind the San Antonio Silver Stars. In the playoffs, Seattle lost to Los Angeles in the Western Conference semifinals. Game No. 300 July 9, 2011, Storm 99, Sparks 80. Bird that game, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Bird's career stats after that game, 3,758 points, 809 rebounds, 1,670 assists. Peeking back at the Seattle Times archive, 5 Storm players, Swin Cash 26, Tanisha Wright 21, Sue Bird 17, Katie Smith 13, and Laco Willingham 12, scored double-digit points to lead the Storm to a 99-80 victory over the LA Sparks at Key Arena. Facing a 1-point deficit at halftime, the Storm pulled ahead in the third, where they outscored the Sparks 32-21 behind 16 points from Cash and 9 from Bird. With the win, Seattle improved to 6-4 and remained in fourth place in the Western Conference. How the season went. After finishing the regular season 21-13, the Storm, who were the defending WNBA champions, ended their postseason run when they fell to the Phoenix Mercury in Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals. Game No. 400 July 15, 2015, Storm 68, Sparks 61. Bird that game, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Bird's career stats after that game, 4,951 points, 1,074 rebounds, 2,137 assists. Peeking back at the Seattle Times archive, with a 3-12 record in mid-July 2015, not much was going right for the Storm. But they did have the LA Sparks number. The Storm had defeated the league-worst Sparks in their first 2 meetings that year, and, in their third matchup on July 15, erased a 12-point deficit to keep the Sparks winless on the road. The comeback was powered by then-rookie, and first overall draft pick Jewell Loyd, 13 points, and backup guard Renee Montgomery, 9 points. Sue Bird hit a jumper and a pair of free throws in the final 131 to ensure the win. Storm guard Sue Bird fives her teammates, from left, Ramu Takeshiki, Jewell Loyd and Alicia Clark, after the Seattle Storm defeated the Los Angeles Sparks 68-61 at Key Arena in Seattle, Wednesday, July 15, 2015. Bettina Hansen, The Seattle Times. How the season went. The Storm went on to sweep the season series against LA, beating them on August 11 for the 4th time that year. But ultimately, Seattle ended the season 10-24, the second worst record in the league behind the Sparks. Seattle missed the postseason for the second straight year. Game No. 500 July 22, 2018, Dream 87, Storm 74. Bird that game, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Bird's career stats after that game, 6,069 points, 1,296 rebounds, 2,775 assists. How the game went. Sunday's Seattle-Atlanta matchup pitted the team with the league's best overall record, the Storm, against the league's hottest team, the Dream. With her 500th appearance in a WNBA game, Bird passed Alicia Milton-Jones' record for 499, which she accumulated from 1999 to 2015, playing for 5 WNBA teams. But on Sunday, the hottest squad won that battle, besting the Storm behind 17 points from Elizabeth Williams and 16 from both Angel McCoughtry and Tiffany Hayes to earn a franchise-best 7th straight win. Breanna Stewart scored 31 while Bird sunk 4 three-pointers in the loss. What's next for Bird and the Storm? The Storm have already won more games this season than they did in the entirety of their 2017 campaign and, for now, sit comfortably in first place in the WNBA standings. The team has its sights set on winning the franchise's first WNBA title since 2010, but things can quickly shift in the WNBA and there is a lot of basketball to be played. Seattle will close out the regular season with 6 of its next 9 games on the road. The Storm take on the Indiana Fever on Tuesday, 4 p.m. PT, and will return to Key Arena on August 3 to face the Minnesota Lynx. Seattle Times staff reporter Percy Allen contributed to this story.